Hey everyone, it's Sunday. So we're going live. Give it a couple of minutes, see if people can hear me, everything like that. See if we got some people online. So hopefully it won't be too long. I know some of you guys that see the replays might end up being like, what's this guy doing? But I want to make sure people can actually hear me. So try seeing if we can get one or two people online, verify people can hear me, and then try getting at it. So hey, so if you're online, let me know if you can hear me. Might help out for sure. Want to definitely get some stuff out and then address any questions that people might be having. So if you can see behind me right there is our lovely 3D printer working on some new products that are getting ready to go to the website. So, uh, all right. So we have 3D printer going for sure. We have tray stackers, right? So we've seen these a lot of places. A lot of people are wanting these. We've seen a huge demand already, especially for the Stay Fresh stackers. So the Stay Fresh stackers, the ones you see online, are available. They are ready to ship. I got one box sitting here already for somebody. I got more boxes I need to already package up. If you've placed an order with us for tray stackers, you're going to see a small refund, and I'm going to contact each one of those people individually. So if you've placed an order for the Stay Fresh ones. So I found a calculator that actually lets us figure out what we should be charging and everything. And in turn, I initially put these as too much. So I'll be giving you guys a refund. Obviously, that's just kind of how I do stuff. So the Stay Fresh stackers, each one will be $2. That's lower than the 275 that was originally on the website. So you'll see about a 75 cent refund. So I had one gentleman purchase like 32 of them yesterday. So you will see a decent sized refund, like $20 or something like that. I have to do the math, but it's the right thing to do in my opinion. So we have black, we got red for those tray stackers right now. For the Stay Fresh. So if you're using a Harvest Right, we have the standard locking one. Their price did go up a tiny bit with the calculator, obviously, trying to make sure everybody was kind of paying the same amount with material wise, time wise on the machine. So $1.48 for the regular one, the red one, and then these ones go up a tiny bit just because they're a little bit more expensive to make. So this is the uh, gold and magenta. So if you can see, it's kind of two different colors there. It's pretty cool. These are just $1.55 each. Still cheaper than what I'm seeing for the locking ones, definitely on Etsy or other places. And then these ones aren't on the site yet, but they're getting ready to get on the site. Okay, I started printing some of these. I got to make sure I can. We have a lot of orders coming in, and one machine is. It's going to take me probably forever to try keep it up with. So we're already looking at possibly adding another machine. We just want to make sure the demand is actually there, and it's just not a false demand that we're seeing over a couple of days. These are the tall tray stackers. So I'll obviously post a picture. These are for the Harvest Right machine. I'm sorry. These are taller ones though. So let's see here if I can. This will go on the tray. It'll be pretty even to this, and you'll see like there's a decent gap difference. So they're definitely probably almost double the size. I'll take a tape measure, obviously, when I post them officially. These ones will be 337 on the website. So these will be the tall ones. Not seeing many of those kind of on Etsy. So definitely want to do those. And then one thing that is currently like going through the machine now, and it's going to take a while to make these, is drying racks for the Harvest Right trays. So the tray will actually set upright into the drying rack. And so let me see here. Oh, here's the Harvest Right tray. So instead of you guys like laying them down or whatever and drying them or however you're doing it, they would actually sit inside kind of sideways. So all the water would just roll off in the tray system, right? So We've tested it on one that kind of got messed up, and we think it looks pretty good. It definitely looks like it's going to take up less room than just having them laying out. So if you have a little bit of counter space that you can kind of just set on a side, definitely looks. So those are going to be because they take forever and a lot of filament. Those are going to be $75. Because they do take a long time. They're not huge by any means. It's just they're like full of filament, obviously, and they're somewhat tall, not crazy. So I'll try putting some measurements on there and everything for you guys. Uh, who has questions for me? I know there's always questions that people might have. So if you have questions, please make sure you put them down in the comment box there. I will try going over Blue Alpine if we get a couple more people on here, because that's always a number one thing right now that people kind of want to talk about is different machines and everything. And Blue Alpine has definitely been a big subject that people have on their mind right now. So if you have questions about Harvest Right machine, like how your machine's running, I've had quite a few people sending me emails lately and stuff. The Stay Fresh machine, and then Blue Alpine. So Blue Alpine actually did reach out to me the other day. However, I wasn't a fan of the text and how like it kind of came off, so I haven't written them back because I really want to think about my response before I do that. So, as many of you know, I'm a member of the military and I'm definitely pro, like, hey, making stuff in America and stuff. However, we have to make sure we make stuff that's a high quality product to promote the stuff that's made in America. So, it can be easy to say, hey, I want to made in America, but I've also seen a change on the website of Blue Alpine that doesn't say made in America anymore. Now it says assembled in America because many of their parts are not obviously from the United States. Many of their parts, and I know they won't put it on their website, but many of their parts are from China. As somebody who is trying to find the best prices for people on parts or getting new parts in. A lot of places I buy from, yes, they might be in America that I buy them from, but they're sourcing them from China or they're sourcing them from some other place. Yes, I would love to support America and everything, but the perfect example is the Mister that we are currently sold out of, but I have more coming in. I bought them, I should say, I used to buy them from a place in America. However, they were shipping in from China and then they were taking forever because of just the way they did their shipping and everything else that I had to start looking for them somewhere else, right? And I looked all over the United States. I could not find anybody that even carried these items. And so in turn, I did reach out to China. Actually, a company that makes our they custom make our adapters for the filters. The company didn't originally sell them, but he went and sourced them for me. So now with shipping and everything, I'm actually getting them like $5 cheaper than what I got them in the United States. So, and they're just coming from the manufacturer instead of getting them from somebody else. So when we get those in, we will rerun our numbers because we always run numbers every time we get a new shipment in. That's why sometimes you guys see prices go down because if we're able to buy in bulk and our shipping cost goes down or our bulk costs go down, we typically try lowering our prices. So many companies, they will obviously buy in bulk and then they keep all that profit, right? We have tried our best to always, when we see a change in the price, we lower that price. But in turn, I hope you guys can understand if that price goes up because of manufacturing costs, our price to you might go up. But it's a accordion effect on supply and everything like that. But we try our best to make sure that you guys understand that supply and demand. If you guys go buy eggs or milk or anything else, I'm sure you guys can understand that those prices go up and down. So we do have more people online. If you haven't written a comment or have questions for me, please make sure I'll go over some of the stuff that I went over a little bit earlier in the video. But that's how we kind of do our pricing, right? It's all, if I can find filament for the machine cheaper, you might turn around and see a couple cents difference or something on the stacker in the future. Or if the filament gets more expensive, we'll see it go up, right? So, but right now, as you guys can hear the machine, most likely it's right behind this piece of workout equipment. There is a drying rack going on, right? So it takes about 8.5 hours or so for that drying rack. I tried speeding it up yesterday and it just created a big mess in there. So I'm not, unfortunately, going to be able to speed those up any more than I already have. We talked about, obviously, to the church, which is something that we are super obviously proud of, and we appreciate everybody who's definitely from us. So originally we talked about $5 an order. However, with adding tray stackers, that kind of adjusts some stuff. So what we actually are going to do is 10% of orders. So you might say, oh, Donald, you're changing your mind. However, if you look at our orders, we would have been last month doing $250 towards the church donation, right? This month, because we're going to change it, because today is the 1st, right? So last month we were going to do 10%. So instead of $250, there will be not $895 actually be going to the church. So we're looking at $645 more. And the thing is we want to make sure that we are obviously giving back to the church and God and everything that we provided. So yes, there's a slight change in obviously that process, but the amount that's actually being given back is tremendously 3 times more, about just over. So we want to make sure we express what we do in our business many times. Many people want to hate it, many people want to love it. It kind of is what it is. So let's get on to, since nobody has a question yet, let's get on to, I'm sure you guys are all like itching about Blue Alpine right now. So I got a message from them yesterday. Let me verify it was yesterday. Friday, right? So it just talks about, what do you want from us? I thought you wanted to support an American company. They're going to watch this, right? I'm still trying to think about how I'm going to respond to that. So I don't want nothing from a company at the end of the day, other than I want them to provide high quality freeze dryers for people in the United States or anywhere else that they sell, right? High quality. So I'm not willing to slide my name, as I've told you guys, by trying to promote a low quality, or what I believe to be a low quality machine. So I guess they can take this as their notice, and maybe I'll send them a message with the link. So the thing I want from them is a high quality machine, right? I've had to tape everything in the back of that machine to make sure I get low mTORs on where I want them to be, right? There's currently a feud, right? And it's best not to like attack other companies, in my opinion. But I've heard people, and I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know the answer to this, that they're trying to attack maybe some other manufacturers of companies or anything else like that. And I see on their website they talk about a 25% faster dry. However, that's not accurate at all, in my personal opinion, and the testing I've been doing with the machine. So I'm waiting for the store that I buy my strawberries from. I'm waiting for them to get more in stock so I can test out the higher mTORs. But I did lower the mTORs down, like I told everybody I was going to do, to that 525 mark. Okay. So if you understand freeze dryers on the Harvest Right or a Stay Fresh level, you normally hit start, you start freeze drying, and you start the process, and then you have it set to extra dry time. Unfortunately, that's not how Blue Alpine operates their machine. You hit quick start, it freezes for 6 hours, 8 hours. It's 8 hours. And then it will start a dry time of 16 hours. Okay. Thank goodness I didn't take my food out at 16 hours, because I know it wasn't done at 16 hours. I still had mTORs changing. I had moisture coming out. So I upped it and I did it again. And at 34 hours, I took them out because I thought the mTORs were staying pretty steady, all that type of stuff. And what we saw is still wet-ish, like they were soft. They weren't like hard dried. And there's no way for most end consumers to know that unless they're looking for it or they're testing out dryness or they're doing anything like that, right? So 34 hours is that dry time that we ran. 34 hours is a long time for 10 hours of strawberries. I don't do that in the Harvest Right, a large machine Harvest Right, and I don't do that in the Stay Fresh. So 25% faster dry time. I'm not sure where that number came from, right? I think I know where the number came from, and I can't test it, right? Because I'm just waiting on strawberries to come in. But freeze drying at a high mTOR, that is originally how their machine is set. It's not freeze drying. It's really dehydrating. Your food doesn't look as good and everything else. You lose nutrients doing it at a higher mTOR. And that's from every company and all the research that I've done. That higher mTOR, yes, will freeze dry food faster. However, it will not keep the nutrients in the food and everything like that. So definitely beware. And Blue Alpine, hey, I just want you guys to set standards, right? Set the standards that meet the the manufacturer standards of all your competition. Don't change standards. Don't change the way everything's done. The pump is not a high quality pump. You should not have to change your oil after 1 or 2 batches. It's just not something we should have to do. Spend more money on a high quality pump is my personal opinion. That being said, high quality, okay? Just because Harvest Right sells a oilless pump for $1,800, don't mean it's high quality. Stay away, in my personal opinion, from seeing all these pumps broken. In fact, I got one right here that somebody, this pump right here. Okay, I paid shipping to get this up to me because I'm trying to figure out how to get this thing actually to work. The person didn't want to pay to have it redone. They didn't have it that long. This is, I think, like the 3rd or 4th one I paid to get shipped up here. Okay, these just go. That's their premier pump, right? I had another company reach out to me. They've had our new demister, right? I don't have any to even show because I've made sure I shipped every single one out possible. They say that their dry time is about 20 to 30 times percent faster, right? Not times, percent faster. And that's just based upon their testing and everything like that, right? So if you go with the premier pump from Harvest Right, not the oilless, I would suggest you thinking about maybe upgrading that demister to 101s with a bigger filter, kind of what we have, right? You can buy them online at other places. However, the adapter for them is very, very expensive. Just give you a heads up. So I think the adapters that you would need, I'd have to do it off the top of my head, right? I think they're almost like 70, 80 bucks, something like that. And then you got to get the filter, you got to get everything shipped, you got to do all that type of stuff too. So, but there is obviously other places you can buy them from, eBay and all that other type of stuff. But you got to buy the adapters, you got to buy everything else. So let's see here. So now we got more people online. If you have questions, please leave a comment. I don't see any questions here yet. So I'll go over some of the stuff because I know we got new people. So we have tall tray stackers. Get ready to go on the website probably today. Give me a limited number, right? So if you see them in stock, it means they're ready to ship. We don't. I know on the top of the website it says pre-order. I'm taking it off because I'm not a fan of pre-orders. I've told you guys that before. And then we really thought about it and we're like pre-orders. So if you see them online, that means they're ready and available to be shipped. So we have some of these. I think I have 12 of the extra tall ones. So these will get put on the website. The standard locking ones. So the price on the tall ones is $337. These will be for $148. And then we have the Stay Fresh stackers too, right? So what you want to do, Angel, can you give me a tray for the Stay Fresh? She's going to give me a tray so that way I can show you actually how these are going to lock in because they actually push into the tray. So thank you, beautiful. So what you'll end up doing with these, right, is they actually have a little spot. You actually just push them on, and then you'll push them on again. And then the tray will obviously sit on these after you put them in, right? So that way you can lock them in place or whatever, and then they just pull right off when you're ready to put your stuff in the freeze dryer itself. So these do hold pretty well. We're very satisfied with them. These locking ones hold very well. And then I was actually really surprised because I thought these would for sure like wiggle or anything, the tall ones, but they don't. So a lot of people are worried about stuff freezing on the bottom of their trays. So I got to get some pictures done to get these loaded up online, but I will get the extra large ones loaded up online. That being said, we ship everything priority mail. So most things are shipped in a small priority mailbox. This right here is a small flat rate box. It's like $8.55 to ship. That's what we charge for shipping. Okay, we aren't making money on shipping or anything like that. I'm gonna see if we can get these in a smaller box and see what the price difference is. And obviously, it will still be priority mail. So I don't know how many of these I'm gonna be able to fit in the box. That's why I'm looking at other boxes. But if your order's still under $100, it's gonna be $8.55. My wife and I will eat the shipping. It's not a big deal. We want to make sure we're like totally showing you guys how stuff's done. The other stuff goes in a medium flat rate box. If you order a hose, it goes in that box. If you order a hose and other stuff, they all go in that same box, right? So we've been trying to wrap stuff up better with paper and all that type of stuff. So if you've gotten stuff before from us where it was kind of loose and everything else, we went out, bought a bunch of packing paper and stuff so we can try making sure stuff's not loose, trying to make stuff better. We were hearing people's concerns when stuff was shipped. Working on some fresh air systems, making sure those are all done and all that stuff. If you guys don't have questions, I think I've gone over kind of everything. The donation, the giving to the church, if you just haven't been here for a minute, originally we talked about $5 an order. However, because of the smaller items we're selling, we're actually upping that. Well, it's definitely upping. So 10% is what we're doing. So instead of $250 this for the month of September, we're actually donating $895. So not only are we donating, though, you're donating, right? Your money that is been spent on the product, 10% of that money will be going to the church. So we had an excellent month last month. You can't complain. If you guys can do the math, we did very well on sales last month. So hopefully this month, adding the tray stackers, adding all that stuff will definitely help out. And hopefully we can keep making that number go up for the church. And that means we have more people getting fixed. We have more people getting parts that they might want. Is there any parts that you guys are wanting that maybe we're not tracking on, right? So I saw somebody comment about larger tray stackers. That's why we went and found them so we could produce them. I haven't seen anybody talk about these drying racks. However, when Angel and I saw them, we were very intrigued. We thought they looked very nice. And we believe they're going to save a lot of room off the counter shelf in our home. So I know we're going to be building some for ourselves to use. I will see if I can manage to make some changes to it for the Stay Fresh trays. And I know some of you guys are operating the Blue Alpine. So I will see if we can get some trays that are kind of built, because these obviously are not going to work. Let me see these other ones here. Not going to work either. So, and a lot of it has to do, I think, with the way their tray is kind of set up. It's definitely different than all the other companies. So, definitely look into making some changes on the stacker to see if we can support the Blue Alpine trays. I know they haven't sold a lot from a third party. I don't even know if that third party is accurate. Supposedly, they sold about 150 machines, which could be kind of accurate from my initial talks with them. I told them before I got my machine that, hey, once YouTube videos start going and people start seeing these machines, if they're high quality, you're gonna need to obviously produce more than one or two a day. Um, so, hopefully they take into consideration some of the stuff that I truly think they need to change with the machine. Don't reinvent the wheel 100%. Like, keep with the wheel that's kind of already been built, like the same quality. So everyone keeps asking me. I still get messages every day. What freeze dryers do I recommend? Right. So stayfresh.com is still my number one. I did talk to Tim about their larger machine that's coming out. Right. So the estimate, man, I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about it. I don't know. I'm not. I'll talk about it, but remember, it's an estimate. So, because I was told it was an estimate, it's estimated that it's going to be about $5,000 for the larger machine, um, which puts it in line with the extra large, and it's believed that machine will handle about 25 to 30 pounds of food. So I think it's very in line with the extra large harvest rate. Do I think $5,000 is a good price? I personally do, as long as everything, all the standards that are met in the smaller machine, that the current machine we have. I think it's definitely worth that money. And I believe with all the testing that they're doing, that it's probably going to meet those standards, right? Then after the Stay Fresh, and by the way, use Fix My FD to get $50 off on that machine if you're needing one. The next machine would be the Harvest Right. And I know a lot of people want to give me hate on this recommendation. However, we can fix your Harvest Right machines, right? The extra large is definitely a lot more difficult, but the large, mediums, and smalls, we can fix that stuff. So that's why they're at my number two. It's not because they've made their quality better, because I don't think they have. It's because we can fix the issues that we kind of see. So if we can fix it and you can get your machine faster, then there's not really an issue with it, right? The only issue I see that we really, I appreciate that. The only issue I see is they still have software issues that they took away a lot of the parameters that we as users should be able to have, like we did not promoting your software. I know you guys are anti me promoting your software, but they took away some of those stuff that we could control. And I believe it's important that we can control it, because even I can't talk about that because then people know who I'm talking to. The new software just doesn't allow that, right? So sorry, I'm trying to protect people that I talk to. So I want to make sure that they're good and their jobs are secure and all that type of stuff. So, but by taking that all away, sorry, something popped up on my screen. Taking that all away, definitely adjust it. So there's a thing called a Super B that they use down at Harvest Right, and it actually does the official pressure of comparing the computer to what the actually official pressure is. And it can't be adjusted now. So if the system says you're at 150, but you're actually at 250, it can't be adjusted. So unfortunately, they took all that away. And I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a fan of removing that stuff from people. So, but what we can do is obviously make sure your system is running, not hitting the freeze cycle very often. I've had some people have to adjust it to -20. I've always not been a fan of -20 because it just requires a lot more extra freeze time, but it has helped people out. Um, some people, 0 is where they need to be, right? -10 really hasn't really been something, but so we can definitely adjust that. We can fix the Freon levels by obviously hiring an HVAC tech and having Freon people come out to make sure it's full. If it's a leak, you do have a 3-year warranty on that. However, you're supposed to, at the end of that 1 year, you have to prove to Harvest Right that it's actually a leak, and that can be kind of difficult because they want to charge you $50 also to talk to them, right? And yes, I know some people are like, Donald, you charge $50 to talk to me too. I do. I also offer you money back if you aren't satisfied. So they're not going to do that. So, but you also typically don't deal with wait times that you deal with Harvest Right and everything. I've had some people pay the $50 within 5-10 minutes. I'm actually getting a call. Hey, what's going on? This is Donald. Hey, what can I do for you? How can I help you? All that type of stuff. So obviously, if you order that while I'm at work or say sleeping, you're not going to get that. But typically, I do try my best if you pay for that one-on-one support, at least to give you a call and make sure that, hey, we're on the same page. I've had people send me text, everything else. So, but any questions? I know people got questions. There's always freeze dry questions. So this will be the first live that we've done. We've been online about 32 minutes that we don't have questions. I wish I researched freeze dryers before buying the Harvest Right, but still happy with my medium. It's not a pro. And the Felix fixes. I bought your hose and was asking, is there supposed to be a washer in it? No washer in the hose at all, right? So what you want to do is use a wrench though, and make sure that hose is nice and tight. So put it on first with your fingers because you don't want to cross thread it. But after that, nice and tight with a wrench. If there's any sort of looseness at all, you will see that you have a leak, and it's because that's just not nice and tight. So use an adjustable wrench, tighten it down. I will try my best to make a video to kind of show that and how it, if you don't have it, even just a sliver of a tightness, it could possibly show a leak because it's a proper JIC fitting that will connect to itself and make sure it's airtight. So you don't need any type of washer, nothing like that. It's just gonna your male end, it will go, or your female end will go hose, right? Will go on top and screw on, and it will make sure that it's on there good. So use a wrench when you use the hose that you get from us. We do have 6-foot hoses. We got 4-foot hoses. 4-foot's your pretty much your standard hose that comes with your Harvest Right machine. So if you're in a good spot, you like it, or say if you want a longer hose to maybe move somewhere else, we have those 6-foot hoses on the website. We have, I think, 3 more. So yeah, I think there's like 3 to sell. So if you guys are needing a longer hose, we have those same high quality hoses, still has the JIC fitting, all that type of stuff. So what other questions you got for me? So if you haven't bought your tray stackers, they're online. So I'm currently trying to convince the missus that we need another one of these things. So also the affiliate program's online, right? So if you guys haven't signed up for the affiliate program, it pays you 10% on sales, right? So if somebody's buying 10 of these ones right here, let's see, these are $2, right? So you make $2, right? So definitely sign up for the affiliate program, share our link with people. You guys are on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Help spread the word for sure. So free to sign up, no charges, no nothing else like that. The only thing we ask you to do is help just promote what we got going on. Yeah, so I did turn it on. Let me see if I can turn it off because I don't have a lot of people on. So not long ago, I had a live and somebody wanted to try trolling with me. And so in turn, I turned on slow mode. And let's see. Let me see if I can edit. Customization. All right, so slow mode should be off. So you guys should be able to hit up stuff right now. So you should be able to just chat. John, hopefully that helps out if you do have something else you wanted to ask. And I'm sorry if my internet sucks because I live in Alaska. It is Starlink, so it's a lot better than the one I used to have. So, and a lot cheaper. We used to pay like $180 a month for internet. Now we only pay like $90. So, yeah. Is there any 3D printed accessories you guys have kind of seen that you guys are kind of wanting, or anything for your freeze dryers? I know there's like drain valve spots to put on your freeze dryer so it doesn't hit the metal. We'll eventually get those added to the site. I'm just trying to make sure right now we keep up with the tray stackers because I know that has been definitely a popular item on the site so far. I'm really excited to see this thing. Like to see this drying rack. I'm super stoked about that. If you're interested in the drying rack, they will be $75. I'll definitely get pictures done for you guys and all that stuff. I'll look to see if we can get one kind of made 3D printed. I know there's some I've seen online that are metal, and they actually, in my opinion, are probably better than 3D printed. I would have to look at the website that I saw them on. What is that website? Hopefully I didn't lose you. If I lost you, please let me know because I'm on the computer trying to look for this. So Frozen Right, they sell a roller berry, and I'm trying to look to see how much it costs right now. Roller berry. So wow. Okay. Yeah. So the roller berry, if you want a case for it and a cutting board for it, the whole thing's $265. The roller itself is 160. However, it's made out of metal and everything like that. So, yeah, I think right now that's probably the best one that I've seen. Right. I might reach out to see how I possibly get some of these made to see if we get the prices down. That's what I'm all about, right? Is trying to get you guys better deals on stuff. So, yeah, John. So hopefully that helps you on that rollerberry, man. Yeah, I mean it looks high quality. So if that's what you're looking for, that's probably what I'd. Yeah, I mean I could definitely check it out. Right. The hardest part about the 3D printing that I've seen anyway is depending on how it's like made out and stuff. And then I would be. I don't know. I would be kind of worried if maybe a small piece of the plastic got into the food, like it broke off. So that's kind of what I think as well with the plastic. Um, Especially if you're doing like commercial and stuff. I wouldn't want that getting into somebody's food and then they obviously want to blame you or blame me for something that might have happened with the 3D printer or something. So depending on how hard it is, because I made like a scraper for the mat, and like that thing within a day or so is already pretty roughed up. So it probably depends on how hard it is with that. So I'm gonna use I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger next time when I make the scraper. I need to make one, but I've been trying to knock out some of this stuff. So anybody else got anything for me today? It's about 41 minutes. I know my kid's probably bugging me. He wants panda to eat for lunch today. So kind of late lunch. It's only one, not too bad. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you probably could make them short. Yeah, I mean, it's not worth a try to try figuring it out, right? And see and do some testing and stuff and see what we might be able to figure out. 3D printed for sure probably would be a lot cheaper than the metal ones. It's just doing all the obviously moving parts and stuff like that, making sure you could get them. But 3D printed for sure. Hey Sherry, I got your order today, and I will make sure it gets out. My phone thought I said Siri, but I got your order today, and we'll make sure it gets out on Monday, so that way we get out to you like we've always been trying to be fast. So Sherry got some new stackers. Let me see what would you order, Sherry? Let me see what we got. Yes, we got the red ones coming out to you, Sherry. So I'll get those packaged up for you and get those out to you on Monday. So, John, I've always so silica gel and oxygen absorbers, right? That is a talk amongst a lot of people, right? Some people claim they love silica gel. Some people claim they love oxygen absorbers. I have personally always used oxygen absorbers, and I've never had issues. That being said, though, right, we have stored food maybe like a year or so, right? And then we test it out and look at it and stuff. And I haven't had stuff longer than that. So I'm always of the opinion that it's hard to necessarily judge how it works until you're 10, 15, 20 years down the road, how everybody is saying, hey, these are supposed to last that long. We don't know that until um, we're 10, 15, 20 years down the road. So I currently have Blue Alpine strawberries in bags with dates on them, and they say do not eat, right? So probably 6 months from now, I'll probably open a bag. A year from now, I'll probably open another bag and everything. And heaven knows, maybe I'm wrong about that company or the way the machine worked or anything else. I could be. I can be one to admit I could be wrong, but I don't know that fact until we get to 6 months, a year and a half, 2 years, whatever it is down the road. So I can only say my initial thoughts. And as we've talked about, some people are not fans of my initial thoughts, but that's just my thoughts. So after 34 hours of drying, I was done. I was tired of just messing with it. I don't run my stuff that long in any of my other machines. So what got done at 34 hours is 34 hours. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to freeze dry any longer than that for 10 pounds of food. So, um, yeah. What's everybody else's thoughts about oxygen absorbers, silica gel? Maybe some of you guys might have been freeze drying for 5, 10 years by now. Maybe you guys had very good work with one or the other. So let us know too, John. John and I want to know what's your guys' thoughts. Make sure our project is still running good. The cool thing about this system here is I can actually watch it in live action. So definitely running a lot better than we were yesterday. Not a bunch of scraggly stuff that we were missing out on yesterday. So definitely looking forward to seeing this drying rack all put together. So mixing, combining. I don't know. I don't know like how stuff will interact or anything with each other, right? You're talking about different probably my guess is right. And I'm a cop. I'm guessing you're talking about different molecules and everything else with the different types of stuff, and maybe they would counter react. I don't know. So definitely maybe something to ask. Maybe your high school, a local high school, see if they are doing chemistry or doing something like that, and see like, hey, what would happen if we mix this for an extended period of time and introduce moisture to it, and like, is it going to counter react or something like that? So definitely, I bet some high school kids would love to maybe see. So I don't think oxygen absorbers need moisture to activate. I think they need oxygen, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But I also would look at many other websites because there's a lot of companies out that are selling oxygen absorbers for this exact reason. What is there's a wholesale guy out that sells wholesale Mylar bags or something like that. His website is, he sells oxygen absorbers. Maybe reach out to him. He might definitely have some answers for that. I haven't gotten into the like Mylar bags, oxygen absorbers, all that type of stuff, because by the time I find them at a price, I would have to obviously up the price to take care of shipping and take care of whatever, or even like the amount of money I'd have to put in to get them in stock. It doesn't make any sense. So that's why that's why we haven't added Mylar bags, oxygen absorbers, all that type of stuff. Is just there would be too much of an influx of money, and I don't know if I'd ever see my return, or the returns might be so long away. So Amazon, other companies that you just kind of Google is where we normally get our Mylar bags and stuff. Yeah, so I've seen some people Mylar bag holders for filling. I'll have to look to see how they really work, Sherry, and see. I've seen them though on some of the like 3D printing pages I've seen and stuff. So you are able to make them, that's for sure, and they are attached depending on what size tray somebody has. So my wife and I can definitely look at that, and as we expand the 3D printing, because I think that's probably what's going to happen. I feel with the initial amount of stuff we've kind of been selling that the 3D printing probably will get expanded to 2, 3, maybe even 4 printers, just because it does take a while to print, and we want to try keeping up with everything that people are wanting. My kids have been bugging me because they want stuff, and I'm like, nope, you gotta wait. The business has to get caught up and everything. So I think my son managed to get a whistle out of it so far. So he was pretty stoked about his whistle that he was able to make, and he loved watching. So he has to come in now because he knows that I'm on live and knows he's not supposed to be on live. but normally he's in here checking this thing like all the time, trying to see where it's at in the printing process and all that type of stuff. So if you guys have never experienced a 3D printer, it's been a cool thing to have for the last week or so that we've had it. So already begging the wife for a couple more of them. So, but yes, we will definitely look at like a Mylar bag holder for filling them up. So, all right, guys. Well, the kids want to go eat, and I think the wife wants to go eat. And a happy wife means a happy life. So we appreciate everything you guys have done. We appreciate the large, in my opinion, this is a large amount. $895 is being donated to the church for last month's orders. So 10% of orders are being donated. So we've upped the amount. So we appreciate that. I'm sure the church appreciates that. I'm sure God appreciates that. So thank you guys all so much for your love, support. Once again, become an affiliate with us. It's free. Every time you share your link, somebody buys from that link, you earn 10%. We'll get you guys out a check, or I think it's set up for PayPal payments. So right now it's 1 p.m. Alaska time. So they're definitely ready to go eat. So if you're not an affiliate, please sign up. If you're on some of those pages, share that affiliate link. Let people know, hey, this is the stuff. If you need your freeze dryer fixed, if you need tray stackers, if you need all that type of stuff, right? I'd rather be paying you guys, as I've said, than putting it on Etsy where I'm having to pay them a certain percentage. I haven't even looked at what that percentage is, but we might look at it in the future. But hopefully we just stay busy enough with our affiliates and everything like that. I know we've got multiple ones signed up, so excited to send out some of those checks to people. So you guys take care. Have a good one and have a blessed rest of your Sunday.